Blessings and salutations to you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me for another short word of encouragement. My theme for the day is part 2 of godly communication. My overall text or thematic text is taken from James chapter 1 verse 19 in the King James Version, and it reads as thus: Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. My theme for today is entitled Faith Enough to Pause, and is based on the 3 words slow to speak from our text today. In part 1 of the series, I talked about having faith enough to listen. Today, I want to talk to you about having faith enough to pause. And when I say pause, I'm speaking of an acronym comprised of the letters PAUSE, P.A.U.S.E. They stand for push aside unsanctified emotions. The reality of life is this: words once spoken cannot be taken back. They may not always be forgiven, and they are sometimes never forgotten. Therefore, when it comes time to the things that we say, it is imperative that we think before we speak. It is imperative that we are slow to speak. It is imperative that we are not so quick to say things that come to our mind too immediately. I don't know about you, but there have been times when I've said something and I regretted it. No sooner than it hit the air, I was like, oh no, I shouldn't have said that. The whole situation would have been avoided if I had just paused. When James tells us to be slow to speak, that's what he's telling us. He's telling us to pause long enough to push aside unsanctified emotions. In our relationships and dealing with one another, it is imperative that we pause. And Proverbs 18:13 says, in the Contemporary English Version, says it's stupid and embarrassing to give an answer before you listen. You're not stupid, are you? Then don't even worry about that text. But there's times when we all do stupid things and say stupid things. All of us are guilty of sometimes saying something before we give the other person the opportunity to explain their truth. It doesn't necessarily have to be the truth. It just has to be their truth. And we can't contradict their truth no matter how hard we may try. So it's imperative, it's important that we listen. Pause. Give the other person the opportunity to speak their truth. When we are slow to speak, when we pause, we are showing the other party that we not only value their opinion, but we also value them as a person. When we are slow to speak and do not speak just to get our own way, when we are slow to speak, when we pause, it's another opportunity to show that we have faith enough to trust that God is even in the midst of that situation. My friend, I hope that when you're confronted in a conversation and it may not be going your way, that you will have faith enough to pause, faith enough to think before you speak, faith enough to trust that the battle is not yours, it belongs to the Lord.